I have Tom Lauman with me, who is really the expert, and he's going to give you a little bit of his background, knowledge, and where we came to, and then I'll get up and finish. Tom?
Morning. About 2 years ago, Dave approached me with he had a concept and an idea. He wanted to be able to basically come up with a bullet-resistant product for door glass that was actually operable. In order to do that, we basically had to take the bullet resistance and shrink it down so that it would fit in the same cavity of an existing door. In working with Dave, we started developing, and as we were developing, we came up with basically a side product, which is this TruArmor, which I don't know if you want to start the video. Good. Where we noticed that we can take an existing door glass or an AS2 application. We can apply, we're testing product, we're doing windshields and door glass every day, and we test it to the ANSI Z26 standard, which is a standard that's acknowledged in North America for all automotive products. What we started finding is that the results that we were getting from this product is far exceeding what we're normally seeing in a traditional tempered and laminated product. What this is this is a 5-pound ball. So there's 2 tests. There's actually 3 tests that are done in the ANSI Z26 test. One is an impact resistant test, which is a 1/2-pound ball dropped from, depending on the location of the glass in the vehicle, could be dropped from 10 feet all the way up to 30 feet, and you're checking impact resistance. Then there's a penetration resistance that occurs from dropping a 5-pound ball from a smaller distance for windshield applications. So what this video here shows is basically an AS2. We're taking the 5-pound ball, we're dropping it onto a tempered piece of glass to show you how a tempered door glass would react if it got hit with a heavy ball. And I think you already saw it, it explodes. It's pretty devastating. Then in the automotive industry, there's been a change in 1996, and they started putting laminated product into door glass. The laminated product will catch the ball. It's designed to catch the ball. We actually monitor it on a daily basis because that's controlling. That ball is giving the manufacturer an input on the level of moisture that's in that vinyl and the level of adhesion between the glass. That test is done from basically 10 or 12 feet. We're actually dropping from 12 feet. It's designed to catch the ball and prevent that ball from going into the cab. The problem with these two is both of them, it's a one drop and failure. So the TruArmor product, first we started noticing is the 1/2-pound ball, we were dropping the 1/2-pound ball from 30 feet, and it was bouncing off the glass, where typically you see it breaking. Well, now we're getting bounces. A lot of times, if you do get a bounce, you'll notice a couple microfractures. The second bounce will actually fatigue it. So the first one damages the glass. It doesn't appear like it's bad, but then the second one will fatigue it. We got this product, and we were dropping it 10 times in the same location and repeatedly dropping a 1/2-pound ball. The 5-pound ball, of course, breaks the glass. And what this video is showing is we first dropped the 5-pound ball from 12 feet. The glass is broken, but that doesn't change the integrity of that window inside that car. We drop it again, it bounces off again. So then we take that ball up to 30 feet and proceed to drop it from a 30-foot level. So the level of safety in that vehicle, what that means for you in the car is that truly you are behind a piece of glass that is going to provide some safety from the exterior of the vehicle. even in the case of it being broken. What most people don't realize is that their windshield, if the windshield's already cracked, the safety portion of that windshield is already compromised. It's requiring that to be intact. You ready? So here's Dave.
Thank you. So Tom has over 30 years in the industry in the glass. So I invented the laminates and products. We have patents worldwide on all of our stuff. So I know a lot of you are asking, who is Dave Trudeau? Never heard of him before. Well, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me and how I got to where I'm at. I had a home invasion when my kids were little, gun to gun. I had cameras, locks, lights. They threw a wrought iron chair through the glass door, pulled the meter off the house, and they were in the house like that. So that happened in '97. Took me working on this until 2008 that I finally figured it out. So let me back up first. I get this a lot. First, who am I? I barely got out of high school. Okay? I have, you know how major corporations have CEO, COO, CFO. I got ADD, ADHD, you name it. And I was always told my whole life I'll never get anywhere. Out of tragedy comes a lot of times the biggest changes. And I'm sorry because my whole goal doing this is to save people's lives. One of the biggest things that we do is we travel the country and we harden schools. We harden the two weakest parts of a building, the glass and the people inside. So we have a gentleman standing, if you could stand for a minute, Mario Martin. He's a ex-Navy SEAL medic. He does all of our life skill training. So I just want you to think of this, and this is our goal with everything we do. We have police that have gone into schools for active shooters that have stepped over children and teachers that they could have saved their life, but they had to go after the active shooter. So when we come in and we harden our glass, and we own Clear Armor as well. Now that's a product that we can put on glass that you can actually shoot out and they cannot shoot in. And we can stop rounds on a piece of 3/16 glass, single pane. Remember, you can shoot out from the inside, they cannot shoot in from the outside. So when we go to these schools and we talk to these people, I'm also good friends with Dave Grossman. Talking to parents and kids of these active shooters and police officers, I invented the TruViking. It's the only transferable car in the world because the police officers are getting shot in their car. And I knew 3 of them that got shot in their car. So my whole goal from day one is to save lives, period. It's not about anything else. I couldn't read till I was 28 years old. As a matter of fact, sorry, when my daughter was 7, I used to read them a book, the same book every night. And I talked to my children about what their day was about. And I put the animals in the book about their day. And we helped solve their problems throughout their life when they're little. My daughter sat on my lap at 7 years old and whispered in my ear. She goes, "I know you can't read, but I'll help you." The only reason why I can spell my name is because of my mom. But when you talk to people that have lost a child from gun violence, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's not the gun. When you lose a child from gun violence anywhere, you should be pissed that I'm in front of you talking about it. And you should do something about it. Don't complain. Do something. So what we do is we train junior high and high school kids, mass casualty first aid, from a medic from the SEAL teams, who knows what to do and knows what your brain's going to go through and your body's going to go through, and he can train you and his guys on this. Mentally, combat mindset, situational awareness, how to not get into tunnel vision, how to not hyperventilate, how to command a situation. So could you imagine walking into a school as an officer, going after the shooter, and being able to know that there's 1,000 kids in that school that have been trained, that he can say, grab this child or this teacher, put them in that room, and do first aid on them, and give those people that golden hour. Now think about this. What if it's your kid? What if it's your mom? your dad, your husband or wife. Are they any more loved than my kids? No. So when we do this, we are empowering these kids in today's world to not take a life, but to save a life. We do stuff in the worst neighborhoods in Chicago, Detroit, you name it. When you go in there and you train these kids, and I've had people say, oh, they're gangbangers. They ain't never gonna learn anything, stay away from them. Could you imagine one kid on the street that doesn't think he has anywhere to go in life, but he saves his brother, sister, mom, dad, friend, neighbor, kid in the same gang? I don't care. Do you know what you just did to that kid? You empowered that kid on something he'll never forget, that he saved a life. And nobody here can talk about saving a life unless you've done it. And when you do that, that's something that you'll remember and will empower you forever. So when we go to these schools and we teach these kids, it's not just about saving lives. It's about where they can go and what they can become. Now, Mario can witness to this. I run my company like a family. If you need it and I have it, it's yours. I'm only up here today because of these two people here sitting in front of you, the Douglases. He talked to me yesterday and told me that I need to come up here and tell people who I am. That's the only reason why I'm standing here. I was going to have Tom do the whole 30 minutes. But I think you need to know that don't ever brush off an adult or a kid. At the end of your life, the only thing you can do, you can die with $100 million. It's not going to mean nothing. I'm going to tell you right now, and you should practice this every day. Start by holding the door open for somebody. Start by smiling at somebody. Start by saying thank you, yes, no, please. All those things, be polite. But when you can change a life for the better or save a life, think of the universe that you just changed. So when a child dies, think of who he could have married, what kind of a person he could have been, what kind of children he could have had. And I'm not talking just his generation. I'm talking, you're passed down for thousands of years. You take that child's life, you lost a universe. A universe. And it makes me think, because my nephew just had a son 2 days ago and he just passed away this morning. Now, that was nobody's fault whatsoever, but just that infant that my mom was telling me this morning, how she held it and got to look at it, and how she's proud. She's part of the business with me. My mom and dad, they work for me. But to know that every day I wake up with a purpose to help people move forward in life, whether I'm seriously helping them or I'm just teaching them, you can do anything you want. And telling somebody that you can do anything you want doesn't mean anything. You have to love that person as much as you love yourself. And yesterday, I really didn't love myself too much until I talked to this gentleman. I figured nobody has nothing to gain from me. But if it's one thing that you walk away with, I don't care what you do in your life, help somebody else become a better person. You see a kid and you have that feeling that you should just go and smile at them or give them a hug, you better do it. And I'm going to share one other experience with you. And this is why I know it works. I'm LDS, okay, Church of Latter-day Saints. I was young men's president. I had a young boy walk by me at 15 years old, and I had a feeling I should talk to him. I brushed it off. Had that feeling again. I went and looked out the door. He's a quarter mile down the road walking. I finally got in my truck and went after him. I didn't know this until he got married at 25. And I went and talked to him. I took him out to lunch. Just talked to him. That's all I did. I didn't do anything but talk to him. I showed him that I was interested in him and cared for him. Found out when he was 25, the letter that he wrote me, which I still have on my wall, is that he was going home to kill himself that day. That's all it takes. And I will say this. Look at the people next to you. Go home and look at your husband and your wife and your kids. You better treat them like it's the last time you're going to see them, because one day it might be that. And you'll never regret it. Never. I'm sorry that I went down this road, but I do everything I do because I care about people. And that's what we should focus on, everything we do. So I just want to end that. And Mario and Tom, I appreciate you guys for coming and supporting me, right-hand man, left-hand man, and the Douglas family. You need to talk to these guys. You need to read his book. I can't read, so I'm waiting to get it on audio. But this is the reason why I'm up here today, and I'll be grateful for him, and I hope that I have found a friend for the rest of my life. And I want to leave that with you. Thank you very much. Wait, sorry, Mario?
Why is TruViking so important in the industry?
Okay, I thought Tom covered that. I'm sorry. TruViking, I don't care, again, if it's everybody loves somebody. I don't care where you're at on the price range in life or middle class, low class, high class. That's a window that you can roll up and down that can save you from carjackings, burglaries. And here's another thing, TruViking, the number one thing that's stolen right now in California, which has huge amounts of cars broken into, they ain't worried about your coat. They ain't worried about your purse. It's identity theft. They go and grab the stuff in the glove box and they take all your identity from your sticker for your driver's license, your insurance, everything. My parents had this happen to them. It took them 5 years to straighten out this stuff. And I watched them go through it. It can stop that. We actually threw a spark plug at it. You know, usually a spark plug will explode a window. Didn't do anything. We hit it with a punch, and it just left a little star in the glass. So we're distributing the energy instantaneously through the glass. And if you come to a demo and watch what we do, I can show you the distribution ring of when a round hits the glass. You'll actually see a ring, and the further out the ring is, will show you how fast we moved it or how slow we moved it in that ripple effect. But we're talking about saving police officers' lives. We're talking about saving not CEOs, families and stuff, although they're in it. But if between a regular vehicle and an up-armored vehicle that will run you $300,000 to $500,000 and up, and we're going to be doing it from $20,000 to $50,000, there's only us in the market. There's only us. So like I said, we have a lot of products, and this is for the auto industry. But as you can see, that 5-pound ball bounced completely off a regular window with our material in it, and Tom helped me put this together. A 5-pound ball at 30 feet almost has 1 G-force when it hits that glass. So think about you going down the road and having a lug nut from a truck tire, something kicked up. I want to say, how many windows did it cost, how much did it cost the insurance companies last year? $6.8 billion in windshields, okay? That's not including the deaths, the emergency rooms, and all the other stuff. Could you imagine that 1/2-pound ball, well, the 5-pound ball hitting your windshield, and even though it crushes it, it bounces off, but it don't go through it? So this is about safety and saving people's lives. That's our drive in everything that we do. All the guys in the company, 100%, we're focused on that. Anything else? Tom, you want to add anything? Any questions? Well, I'm not that good. There we go. Yes, sir.
So, is this an aftermarket type, something you put over your current windshield, or do you buy the windshield from you guys and install it?
Yes. So you would buy the window and install Safe Light, something like that.
Right.
So we're new. We're new in the market right now. I mean, I developed this stuff, and now it's getting it out to the consumers, and that's what we're working on right now. Yes, sir.
Yeah, over here. Is this something you just take your car you have to the shop and they apply it?
Yeah, so it's just like taking a regular window out of your car and putting our window in. And so that's the Viking glass. The True Armor is the only transferable car armor in the world. So you can put it, say you have a Chevy Tahoe or an F-150 truck. The F in front of every one of those numbers, those windows are the same. So I can take it out of an F-150, bulletproof, put it in an F-250, take it out and put it in a 350, 450, 550 Onso. So you can have that car for 5 years, sell it, and move that glass out and put it into another vehicle. So it's a one-time buy for police officers to help them cushion the blow on having to buy this every so many years. But now we're going into the market with it. And by the way, we are giving away one up-armored vehicle for every fallen officer in the last 3 years that was killed in and around their vehicle that our door could have saved their life.
So you basically replace the glass?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how come the factory and OEMs don't do that to start out with?
We're working that way. Like I
Okay.
said, we just invented this, and we're getting ready to work through all that. Tom, do you have anything you want to say on that?
We are currently working with some OEM programs on utilizing this
So that would be a hell of a
product.
differentiator for them.
Yes. I'm sorry?
I said that could be a good differentiator for the product.
Yes, yes.
That's interesting. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I worked with Safelight in the past, and they claim, right, and I think it's probably true, all the technology in the windscreens these days, right, the heads-up displays, the rain sensors, the lane assist, like how do you replace a windscreen or a windshield from an OEM factory that has that technology in it?
We can actually put the same camera mounts and everything, and we recently did a windshield and ran it through in Israel. We have an inspection that we can run the windshield through and get to the millidoppler level of quality defects. And this product has passed the optics of that. So it's a matter of mounting your cameras, your range sensors, anything there. And then when it gets replaced, it'll go through a calibration procedure with your cameras of the vehicle.
Okay, great, thanks.
Anything else? Thank you very much for your time and patience of us being up here. Appreciate it. Thank you.